Everything is possible in your life when you believe. When you believe, everything is possible.
Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Striking Ground. I have some special guests with us. We got Pops and we got Zelly. And how you gentlemen doing?
Doing great.
I'm doing great, just
I should
enjoying
have
this
said.
beautiful San Diego weather.
Oh, how about you, Zelly?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. Just at work, you know how it is.
Yeah, I hear that. So
Yes,
I
sir.
wanted to get you guys' take. Pops, before I get to you, Zelly, Pops, you texted me right before the ball fight and you said, Ball's gonna get him.
Yeah, that was my take because Bo is actually he's a good boxer puncher, and he's also a good brawler. But
Yeah,
he proved me wrong because he fell into Figueroa's fighting style. There were times when Bo would box and score, but then he would go back into Figueroa's fighting style. Well, actually, Figueroa's pressure made him get into that style, and it paid off for Figueroa. And Bo make me look bad.
hmm.
So yes.
So matchup wise, what made you feel like he was gonna have the advantage over Figueroa?
Well, I think the last fight that Figueroa had with Fulton, actually he had two fights with Fulton. On the first one, Fulton was more or less fighting Figueroa's fight. That's why it became a very close fight.
Yeah.
But then on the second fight, Fulton came over and did more boxing than brawling, and he didn't fall into Figueroa's pressure. Now, I seen Bo fight, and I seen him how he boxes, lateral movement, jabs, 1, 2. He got speed connecting that single right hand. So I figured, okay, Bo is going to box. And
Okay.
Figueroa has difficulties when he faces boxers.
I
And
see.
that's when I thought that Bo had the chance to retain his title.
Hmm. Okay.
Exactly.
Zelly, you there?
I'm here.
So
Yeah, I'm here.
what did you think? Did you think about that matchup in particular with Figueroa and Ball?
So I thought it was gonna be a bad matchup for Ball because the pressure, the way he fights without the head movement. If he would have had a little bit of head movement, it would have been different. But Figueroa is a brawler and he uses a lot of pressure and he just throws punches in bunches and sometimes they come behind the head. A long fighter like that usually gives a shorter pressure fighter a lot of trouble because he'd be hitting him behind the ear and uppercuts, and that's kind of how he ended the show at the end because Ball blocks a lot of punches. He just was blocking off the glove instead of using his head movement, and it wears you down at the end of the fight. So I think he really was exhausted. It was
Yeah,
a
and all
great
those
fight.
muscles didn't help either, huh?
Yeah, that
Well, yeah,
the style. Figueroa leaning on him the whole fight, pressuring him, walking him back, wrestling with him. That's what wears him down. And then he was fighting and he was pushing Figueroa around too. So he just wore him down. That's how the bigger man fights a smaller man. If you got that kind of style, that's what you do. You just maul him.
So when you're bigger than him, you definitely want to use your size advantage and kind of rough him up, get him tired a bit whenever you can against the ropes, kind of push him around and stuff. That's what you tell your students?
Right.
that's that, exactly. That's how you said it. You tire him because that you put your weight on top of him, you molding him, you pressuring him, and he's using extra energy, and that's when at the later rounds you see all that pressure pay off.
Yeah. So, and like I said, those muscles I don't think helped either. They require a lot of oxygen. So I wasn't sure how he was going to favor versus a volume puncher that is going to keep you on your back foot.
So
It's
the movement.
unfortunate. So you saying Zelly, he could have had better movement perhaps and had a better outcome in Ball's favor?
Yes, so you like your pop said, the way Stephen Fulton won is because he used the movement. In the first fight, he wasn't moving like that, so Figueroa kind of lightweight edged it. They gave it to Fulton, but the next fight he just boxed and made it easy. So
Cool
you
boy.
all would have to use movement to beat that guy. Whoever fights him got to use the movement.
I see. Well, on off to one of the undercard fights. We had Bruce Shushu Carrington versus Eduardo Ramirez. He was able to stop him in the eighth round. What was your take on that, Zelly?
So Shushu, it was good, right? It was a good fight. I seen Shushu get hit behind the head or behind that ear where I just said and was hurt, right? So I gave him a B in the fight, right?
Okay.
Because he was getting clipped with shots. He was just throwing punches with his head up, and he was in there with a person. He was supposed to beat that guy. Figueroa, he won't beat.
Yeah, I seen him get hurt in the fourth. He got clipped a
Mm-hmm.
few times. I
But that
felt that in the beginning of the round, he was holding his right hand too low.
And
right,
we're talking about Shushu, right?
Yeah,
yes,
Shushu, Pops.
Yeah.
What did
I
you
don't
think,
understand.
Pops?
Well, he's Shushu was way too much for that guy that that he for even though that dude I forgot his name, but even though he had
Ramirez,
on
Eduardo
paper
Ramirez.
Ramirez, yeah, he had a a good record so forth, but nah, Shushu was too much, to the speed, the strength, and the weight made a lot of difference too. He was too much for do, So I, in fact, I stopped watching it because you see the overmatch. Like when I watch a fight, I like to see competition. When I see that one fight is being overmatched, I just go watch something else or do something else because I truly don't enjoy when it's a mismatch. Actually, but Hugh, you gotta give him his prop. He made history. I believe that he is the first Brooklyn-born to win a title in Madison Square Garden, if I'm not mistaken.
right.
I know there are other fighters from Brooklyn, from that area there, like Mike Tyson, but they have won titles, but I don't think they have won it in at Madison Square Garden. So
Wow,
yeah,
congratulations to him.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's in the history books, and I think he's gonna do good. Good.
Well,
Now,
who do you think is
t-
next for him, Pops?
oh well, he challenged
Figueroa?
we challenged he called out Spinoza. Now
Is that, yeah?
with Spinoza, it's gonna be a different show because if they meet, because Spinoza is taller, he's gonna be heavier, and he can take a punch. He can withstand punishment.
So he's going to
Eh,
have the size advantage and he's got a good chin. Zelly, what's your take on that matchup before we let Pops finish up? What do you think is going to happen if they were to meet up Carrington versus Espinosa?
Yeah, so I think it's a bad matchup for him for Shushu.
For Carrington?
Yes. So as you go up in competition, those guys get sharper too. So he's gonna get hurt for real. So for him to get hurt like that in a championship fight, yeah, he looked good in one, but those punches they gonna hit you a lot like that in the same spot. They gonna be aiming and practicing for it. So my fighter would stay away from those dudes and Figueroa.
So how
You
do you
know,
have a fighter adjust to that? That isn't something that you could make happen within one fight, change that within one fight, or it just depends on the fighter?
It's the move.
Movement. I
Shushu
love your
was standing
emphasis on movement. So, Zelly, I keep on hearing this emphasis on movement. Can you tell the viewers why this is so important in boxing?
in boxing is to hit and not get hit. The best boxers have movement. So if you had a boxer, you would want to start him off with watching Sugar Ray Leonard or Muhammad Ali film, so he could get the footwork right. Because if you go back and you look at Oscar De La Hoya, he was nice. He can walk you down and he can box beautifully. Check that Trinidad De La Hoya fight out. He boxed Trinidad beautifully, and they was upset.
Yeah, I saw that, and this is just because I don't know, man. Look,
No, well, actually, what happened, actually, over this time that I've been watching boxing, the 12th round is a critical round.
Mm-hmm.
Mayweather was an expert at capitalizing on round number 12.
Right.
You can lose round 8, 9, 10, perhaps 11, but if you come back on the 12th round and you win the 12th round, the judges become impressed on the 12th round and they'll give you the fight. I've seen that, I don't know if the fights are fixed, but I always tell whoever wins the 12th round and the fight is, even if it's not a close fight, but it's a fight that you can go either way, you win the 12th round, you win the fight. That
so
happened to De
you,
La Hoya.
so Pops, you feel like Trinidad, what you're saying, capitalized in the later rounds, or is that why you felt they gave him the decision? Now back to Zelly. Zelly, as far as the decision outcome, what did you think about that Trinidad fight?
What? Who won?
Yeah.
So it was a landslide. De La Hoya won by a landslide. He outboxed him,
Okay.
and then he took 2 rounds off. He did. He took the 11th round off and the 12th round. But you won 10 rounds straight, like easily,
You thought it was 10? A
easy,
10-0? Or you thought it was
easy.
10-0?
Yeah. So he just
Easily?
yeah, the movement. So if De La Hoya would have stepped to Trinidad, he'd have got knocked out.
So
Right?
you felt that he got robbed that fight.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
How about what if it was a decision? You still felt he would have got robbed?
It was a decision.
No, if it would have went to a draw. I'm sorry.
Oh yes, robbery.
It would have been robbery still. Now, the thing is, it was kind of to me exactly what you said. I whooped you for these rounds. I think I could take these rounds off and I'm going to still win this boxing match by points.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have a lot of these judges in MMA. I'm not sure about boxing, how knowledgeable they are of the sport,
Right.
right? So you get a casual from the popcorn stands and he doesn't come into the 10th round and he asks his friend, hey, who's winning? And they say, the guy that's running, right? So we
Right.
don't know if the judges are looking at it that way. Then another fun fact, they said that De La Hoya, before the bell rang on the 9th round, he threw more punches than he's ever had in a professional bout. So you gassed yourself out and made yourself look like that. And you could not do nothing but run because you punched yourself out. He could not do anything but run. Oh, we have to take his performance for what it is. I think that if he would have paced himself better and not threw any extra flurries where you threw 5 punches, maybe 1 land and 2 hit the glove, I thought it should have been a draw. I don't think Trinidad should have won.
But let me tell you something. The judges did Trinidad wrong because by giving him the fight. Because after that fight, Trinidad thought that he was really all that. And guess what happened?
He kept going up because he
Kept going
thought he
up
He
in
kept, he
rank.
conquered
kept
the
getting
welterweight
smashed.
division. What happened
He,
with Zelly?
He just they should have let him lose right there. He's a welterweight though. He's a great fighter.
Yeah.
Bernard Hopkins
But
and
De
those
La
guys.
Hoya
They was
beat him in a boxing eye. De La Hoya beat him in that boxing match.
right, and that ruined De La Hoya's career though. Mayweather won so many fights doing it. So many fights. Mayweather's lost so many rounds, and then a win like 5 rounds straight, and then they'd be like, "You won the fight." So that's the favorite in boxing sometimes. But I said that De La Hoya Trinidad fight because he took away everything Trinidad had to offer with the movement. And nobody expected De La Hoya to come out and fight like that because he was knocking everybody out. So they thought it was going to be a clash. And he came out there and showed that he had the higher IQ. So the highest IQ is going to be the one that's able to box and move and slip and punch. Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. It's definitely a thinking man's sport in
Right.
combat, game of
Trinidad
inches.
was Trinidad was brutal. So this is the thing. If you don't get him out of there, then he probably gets you out of there in the later rounds. Felix Trinidad. He used to get
Yeah,
dropped, get up, and just demolish people. So De La
yeah.
Hoya, he wasn't gassed. He just didn't want to get knocked out.
Because he knew he wasn't as sharp after throwing so many punches.
He
So he
knew he
played
was
this
up 10.
smartly.
He knew he was up 10 rounds. I ain't about to let you knock me out.
I ain't taking a chance. I don't need to take a chance. I feel like I could coast, get on my bike, and just it'll be a W at the end.
Right, because if Julio Cesar Chavez fought Mildred Taylor whooped him for 12 rounds and got knocked out in the last 9 seconds. So if he would have ran, he would have been the champion, right? He got knocked
Right. So
out.
people don't realize that when you compare fighters to another fighter, you have to give respect to the older fighters because they help pave the way. And that's how it
Right.
continues. The threshold is limitless to learn, considering footwork, this, and that. You can always get better. So a lot of the reason why they're as good as they are now is from watching film, like you said, and
Right.
learning from the other fighters. But I wanted to rewind a bit. I wanted to ask you, gentlemen, since you have the floor, Zelly, let's go to Dad. Pops, do you think Floyd Mayweather lost any of his fights?
I watched a lot of fights with Mayweather. Mayweather was a bad dude. He was the smartest boxer I ever seen. He had the best adapting skills. While in the fight and so forth. But frankly, I believe that he lost two fights: the
Who?
Castillo fight and the first fight against Maidana. But now that's what I think. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, but I watched the fight over and over. In fact, Mayweather touched the canvas with his gloves.
When he fought Judah.
When he
No, when he
fought
fought
Castillo.
Castillo, and they didn't count that. You
They didn't
understand?
count it.
So no, the referee. What I don't know why, but one thing about Mayweather, he sure knew how to influence the referees and the judges. And I'm not downplaying him. He's the best I've seen. He deserves where he's at, what he did, and he's all that. He was all that. But to my observation, he lost two fights. The De La Hoya fight, De La Hoya was smacking him with that jab. Then he stopped. After the fight, they asked him, De La Hoya, why you didn't continue with the jab? You was whipping him. And he said, oh, I guess it was not a jab night.
Ellie, I'm sorry, Pops, you said what?
Yeah, exactly. But he's 50 and old. He did his career in a very good. He was the best at that time.
Oh, okay, so how about you, Zelly? What you think?
Do I think he lost the fight? So
Do
yeah, I
you think
thought
he?
you could have gave him a draw with that Castillo, but I thought De La Hoya beat him. Yeah, I thought De La Hoya beat him. But you got to go back and watch it without. Don't be biased because when you watch the fight, he's losing those rounds that he's losing, and they go 12 rounds. So if De La Hoya won six and he wins six, what could it be?
A draw.
It would have to be but the De La Hoya was the cash. He was the golden ticket. So to fight De La Hoya, you're gonna get the big payday. That's how Floyd started being the big payday.
Okay, so on to some new news before you guys cut out of here, man. What's your take, Zelly, on Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios match coming up?
That's a good matchup. I think Ryan is gonna pull it off. I think this is gonna be his first world title that he wins. I like Barrios, but so Barrios will give you respect if you hit him hard enough.
Okay.
Because he gave Pacquiao that respect. He should have mowed Pacquiao down. I know Pacquiao's good, but he's older. So you got to push an older fighter past his pace, make him keep up and then get him up out of there. So I think Ryan's going to take this.
And final prediction for the how it'll happen?
I think Ryan 12-round decision.
Okay. There you go from Zelly. Now, Pops, what do you think about that matchup coming up?
I think Ryan is going to beat him. Barrios, he's going to be shocked with Ryan's speed and power. Barrios
Okay.
doesn't have power. He's not slow, but he's not fast. He's just there. Ryan is going to disrespect him because he knows that Barrios is not going to hurt him. Ryan's just going to put on a show. For a minute, I was thinking it may be a TKO, but being the Barrios toughness and his skills for withstanding punishment and so forth, I also got Ryan Garcia. I got him by a decision.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
my
well, there
take.
you go, folks. I think that Ryan can knock him out. I
Mm.
think Ryan can hit him with that left hook, because Barrios gets hit a lot. And I know he's going to be looking out for that. And as long as you do what you have to do to stop that left hook, then that's pretty much all Ryan has. But it's very tricky. And what happens is, what I've been seeing in his last couple of fights is that he's been luring you in. He's kind of been rope-a-doping in a sense, where he's making you think that you got him. And then you get a little too overconfident. You might reach in. Yeah, he's pretty big and he's resilient, Barrios is, but Garcia, I think, has been taking this fight serious. This is his chance at his first world title, and that left is vicious, especially without him having a dehydrate. That's just my take. I'll say 8th round KO, Ryan Garcia. Now, Zelly, who do you think is going to be the aggressor? Do you think Barrios is going to be coming forward?
Yeah, so I think Ryan's gonna be coming forward. I think, yeah, Ryan knows he's a puncher. He knows he can punch. Yeah. He's gonna be coming, and Barrios is just gonna be boxing him.
Okay, so you think that he's going to be able to get Barrios on his back foot for the majority of the fight, you think?
Yeah, he's gonna have to. That left hook is vicious, man. You can't just walk into it. So I see Barrios trying to use his reach, his length with his hands up. That's why I said a 12 round, but it could knockouts there.
Knockouts there. Is there anything in particular that we need to touch up on in boxing that you guys wanted to say something about? Go ahead. Who wants to speak first?
Go ahead, pops.
Well, I think I'm down for the day.
Okay, Pops.
Yeah.
How about you, Zelly? How about you, Zelly?
All right, it's good. So listen, I think coaches should require film study. So all these fighters, they're going into these boxing matches and they don't know how to cut the ring off. They don't know how to use lateral movement. They don't have their head movement. You cannot just throw the. Nick Ball was throwing those punches, head never moves. His head stayed in the same spot the whole fight. Like, that's
Center
dangerous
line.
right there.
Right there in the center
So
line.
I think it's better for the coaches to look out for the fighters by teaching defense, and defense comes with the movement, the lateral movement. That's what makes the defense what it is. Every fighter that was great with defense used their legs to get away from the punches. The fighters that was good with offense, they used their legs to get them in there. It's not
That's
all
a
about the
good
punches,
gem right there. It's not all about the punches every time.
right? It's not all about the punches. It's not.
So there goes a gem for you guys.
Right.
For all the viewers, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, leave a comment. Zelly, Pops, and I, all three of us, will comment back. We want to hear what you got to say. I appreciate you very much. God bless.